Hello guys and welcome to another video. My name's Mark, I'm an entrepreneur and property investor, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the purchase process for property investing and the timescales involved, because this is something that's asked me all the time by DM on Instagram. You know, how long is it going to take me to buy something? How long is the investment going to take? How long does it take for the solicitors to do their job? And my answer could very easily be as long as a piece of string. You know, it just depends. But I'm going to give you some good examples and timescales of how long each part of the process normally takes. And I'll skip to the end right now and tell you that on average, it's about 3 months, and I've worked it out to be about 11 weeks. But let's go through every single stage. Let's talk about the stages of purchase and how long each part takes and what's involved. So the very first thing, remember Nick, like and subscribe. There we go. Right. Now the very first thing is you've got to find and get an offer accepted with an estate agent. So that's going to mean you're going to go out on viewings, you're going to be able to look at properties, you're going to need to put some offers in, you're going to need to get that accepted. Now in my experience, that's going to take between 1 and 4 weeks, and for the purpose of this, I've marked it down as 3 weeks. I think that's a reasonable amount of time for you to look at a good plethora of properties, to get a good idea of the market, to find something that you like and that fits your narrative and fits your bill. I think 1 to 4 weeks to get an offer in, accepted, over the line with the estate agents is probably about right. So once you've got that offer accepted, what's next? Well, you need to get your documents over, and that includes your mortgage in principle and your proof of deposit. So the proof of deposit will normally be a bank statement showing the amount of funds that are available. And remember that estate agents have very strict anti-money laundering clauses in their industry, and that means they're going to be checking where that money came from. It's actually down to the estate agent as well as the solicitor to do these checks. So remember that they will be doing AML at this point. Mortgage in principle, that's normally a very quick process. Speak to your broker. As soon as you've got the address, the amount that you're going to be paying, they'll be able to get your mortgage in principle pretty much instantly in my experience. So I've said 1 to 2 days to get all that information over to the estate agent and really get the ball rolling. And it's at this point that the solicitors get involved. So you'll probably have given the solicitor's detail to your agent once you've got your mortgage offer accepted. But at this point, the solicitors will start talking to each other. So that's the seller's solicitor and the buyer's solicitor will start communicating and start working out how they're going to get this purchase over the line. And the first part of that is to get all the searches and packs done. So this means that they'll be doing environmental searches, water searches, all the searches that come with purchasing a property. Now this process takes a bit longer. This is in my experience, between 4 and 6 weeks. During COVID, it was taking 9-12 weeks to do the searches, but I know that 4 to 6 weeks is pretty typical. And that can coincide with the same time you dealing with your mortgage company and trying to get that mortgage offer done. So remember we have this mortgage in principle up here. Well, we're now going to try and convert that into a mortgage offer. So mortgage in principle is essentially a document that says, based on the information you've given us, we'd be happy to agree a mortgage in principle. Thus the saying, mortgage in principle. Now, to convert that into an offer, then the mortgage company needs to do the checks to make sure that what you've said is true, i.e. what your income is, what your deposit is, where that money's come from, and the value of the property you're buying, as well as the rental value that you've given them, to make sure that all of that information is correct. So the solicitors will be doing their searches at the same time that the mortgage company will be getting your mortgage offer ready. Now all of that takes, in my experience, again, 4 to 6 weeks to do a mortgage. And if you were looking at a revaluation on a property that you've just bought, I would also say to you 4 to 6 weeks is pretty typical, but I have known it to take sort of 6 to 12 weeks. So again, this is just me being typical and giving some averages, because I think that's really helpful. But at the same time, I don't want to delude you into thinking that it couldn't be longer, you know? It really, really does depend. Now, once you've got your searches done, once the solicitors are happy with everything, once you've got your mortgage offer, you've got the valuation done, that's come back okay, the rental demand's okay, any queries have been dealt with, at that point we're going to move on to completion and queries. Now, if the solicitors have brought up anything that might need to be negotiated, then that can be done at this stage, but otherwise we're going to be setting a completion date. Now again, in my experience, if you're dealing with somebody who's got an onward purchase, it's going to normally be at the latter end of this, because all of this will have been taking place at the same time that they're trying to buy something, and once they've got that done, they need to book removals vans, they need to set a date with the purchase that they're going to be making. So in my experience, if you're buying something like that, it's normally at the 4-week mark that you're going to get this completion date set. If you're buying a vacant possession, i.e. a property that's empty or something maybe with tenant in situ, where it doesn't matter so much, the completion date's normally a couple of weeks once all of this stuff has sort of come out in the wash. So as I said, I put this down as an 11-week process on average. Have I known it to be done quicker? Of course. And I've also known it to take significantly longer. In fact, one of my purchases took 18 months to get over the line. It was essentially a completely free of charge option contract by the time we'd got it over the line. But we still managed to complete on that. 95k we bought the house for. By the time we completed on it, it looked like a deal of the century. It was probably worth 130 at that point. So it looked absolutely insane. But that was an 18-month process. It wasn't because we dragged our heels. We had to get multiple mortgage offers because their onward purchase kept on falling out of bed. We had to do lots of this over and over again. Eventually, we were just pleased to get it over the line. And to get it over the line at that price was absolutely fantastic. But guys, let me know in the comments how long it takes you to buy something. Let me know your experiences. I'm going to say to you, 12 weeks, 3 months, that's about average. I know I put it up as 11. 12 weeks is going to be about average. Obviously, I'm buying this flat at the moment. We'll see how long that takes. That's now been 2 weeks already. I know the searches have started. We've got the mortgage underway. The valuation's taking place very shortly. So we're all the way down here already. Everything else has already been done. I still think we're sort of 8 to 10 weeks away off that purchase. But I will let you know as soon as I've got that one completed, obviously, because I'll be giving you the completion statement, talking you through the figures, giving you all the transparency that this channel always does. So guys, let me know in the comments how long it takes you to buy something, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers, guys.